Hello, friends. This is Mrs. C. I'm an ELL teacher at Florida Connections Academy. Today, I'm going over the Social Studies, Unit 2, Work in the Community, Lesson 16, Work in the Community Portfolio Assignment. For this assignment, you're going to make a really cute puppet and then take a picture and turn it in to your teacher. Let's look at your lesson together. Work in the Community Portfolio. In this lesson, you will create a puppet of a community worker. Read the Work in the Community Portfolio rubric with your partner. So right here you can click to see the rubric that will tell you everything your puppet should include. Let's keep looking at your lesson first. On this page, you can review what you've learned about goods and services by clicking this link, and you can listen to a song called Trucks and Buses that will give you some community worker ideas. Right here, you can also see a picture of a doctor. They are one type of community worker. This page tells us a bit more about our puppet project. Create a puppet of a community worker. Then write 3 sentences about how the community worker provides goods or services. You may write on a clean piece of paper or use a word processing program. Be sure to provide details about what this person does. Here's that rubric link again. So let's look at that together now. To get the highest score possible, you want to do everything that you see in this excellent column. The first part says the puppet includes special clothes and tools to show what type of worker they are. This one talks about your sentences. Your sentences should have descriptive details. So that means you should describe how the worker provides goods or services to the community. You need to make sure all your facts about the worker are accurate. That means they're true and correct. And you also need to use a variety of academic language. That means some of those vocabulary words you learned in the lesson to describe your community worker's job. All right, so let's go ahead and look at an example of a type of puppet you could make. I started making my puppet with a paper bag. Now, you don't have to use a paper bag. You might make a puppet on a popsicle stick. Maybe you just cut out some construction paper and make a puppet on a popsicle stick. You could also make a puppet out of a sock. Sock puppets are great, right? We can even make our sock puppets talk. I really like those a lot. And that's what I like about this one too. I can also make this one talk a bit, so I like it a lot. All right, so let's go ahead and see what an example could look like. I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. I've already got some of my things pre-cut. So like this is my police officer's uniform. I made it blue and black like I see a lot of my local police officers wearing. Now you can use a glue stick, you can use tape, you can use whatever you want to put your puppet together. I'm going to use a stapler really quickly because it's going to save a lot of time. I won't have to wait for it to dry or anything. All right, so the first thing I've done is I've gotten some clothes on my puppet. Now, if I look at this, I don't really know that's a police officer, so I want to give them something more specific. I cut out this hat and I put a badge on top and I even wrote police on it. So that I think is definitely going to help people know that my community worker is a police officer. I mean, it even says their name, right? All right, let's get that stapled on really quickly. It also mentioned tools, right? So I was trying to think of some tools a police officer has. Sometimes they have flashlights, sometimes they have batons, but when I think of police officers, sometimes I think of handcuffs. So I decided I was going to make handcuffs for my police officer. I just cut them out with some white paper and I'm going to staple them right here into the police officer's hands. So I'm going to boop, go ahead and have him holding onto that. Now I've got my specific tool, my specific clothing. I can definitely tell this is a police officer, but right now he's not a person yet, right? So I'm just going to add some details really quickly. Now, if I were doing this at home, I would take a little bit more time. I'd probably cover in my police officer's entire face. I'd probably give him a lot more details. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and give him a quick smiley face because you guys don't want to watch me forever making a puppet. So there is my police officer's face. And look, since this is a paper bag, I could even move his head around a little bit if I wanted to. So now I've got my puppet that I'm going to take a picture of and share with my teacher. But remember, we also need to write 3 sentences describing our police officer. So let's go back to that rubric really quickly. We should have vivid, descriptive details that are used to describe how the worker provides goods or services to the community. So we want to talk about our police officer's job. Now, if I were you, I would definitely practice my beautiful, perfect, good, improving handwriting. But to save time, I'm going to go ahead and do this on my computer. So I'm going to type my answers out. You are allowed to do that also, but I think it would be a good idea if you practiced your handwriting. So let's make sure we have 3 sentences. Let's think. Let's brainstorm. How do police officers help our community? I'm going to say police officers keep us safe, right? That's their job. They keep us safe. How do they do that though? What are some things they do? Police officers help with traffic, right? That might mean helping when a red light is broken, helping when there's a car accident, helping when someone is going too fast. And now I need one more. What else do police officers do? Ooh, police officers work in our community to make sure we follow the law. That's kind of a long sentence. You could write something a little shorter than that. Let's see. Police officers make sure we follow the law. That's a little shorter. I don't want to write anything too long, right? So there are 3 details about how police officers are helping in our community, how they're providing us services, right? Because they're not really giving us goods, but they're providing us services. So make sure whoever you pick as a community worker, maybe a librarian, a teacher, a doctor, a police officer, a firefighter, make sure whoever you pick, you give 3 descriptive details or sentences that tell what that community worker does to help us. All right, guys, make sure that you turn in a picture of the paper you complete with the sentences and a picture of the puppet you've made so you can get the very best grade. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.